Welcome to High Exclusive. Today we are speaking about the Sunethra story. It's an interesting story and a story that has been around for many years. To speak about it, of course, I have the one and only amazing person who I have met over the years, and her love for talent, entertainment, her love for arts has just made Sunethra grow as well. The one and only Sunethra Bandaranaike. Hello.
Hello, Danu. Hello.
Thank you for hosting us here.
My pleasure.
All right. So I always say she has a friendly vibe about her, and I've always loved that about you.
Thank you.
To start things off, tell me about the start of Sunethra Foundation and why Sunethra Foundation.
Well, it started about, though the book covers 20 years, we started about 21 and a half years ago.
Okay.
And I had no interest or knowledge about people who are differently able.
Right.
A very special dear friend of mine called Wolfgang Stanger, German, living in England, had been for decades working with differently able young people using the performing arts.
Right.
So he was doing some workshops here, wanted me to come and see one of them. I wasn't particularly keen because it was a Sunday and a very rainy day, but I went along because he was my friend and I
Right.
didn't want to say no to him. And I sat there. I sat for 3 hours. I went only for 15 minutes. I was completely amazed at what I saw. They were all young people with different types of disabilities, and they were having such fun, dancing, rolling around in their wheelchairs, singing. And I said to myself, this is amazing. These are all people with disabilities. From what I have heard, society turns away from them. They are stigmatized, ignored, rejected. How come they are enjoying themselves so much? So later I asked my friend, who explained to me, and I said, wow. He said, would you like to join us? I said, I think so. And that's how it all started.
All right. Because when we say differently able, you know, even in terms of the term differently able, that has been over the years been reworded and rephrased many a times.
Correct.
And how did it initially start? How was it 22 years ago when you were initially creating awareness about it and also expecting society to understand that this is a situation?
Well, we didn't go around lecturing to society. What we did is to get the young people to a level which gives them self-confidence, self-esteem, and the ability to do so many things which nobody would have imagined they could do. So when we had our performances, and we have had many, many performances in Sri Lanka and a few abroad, we bring them to the Lionel Wendt stage in Colombo, and people who come to see it can't believe it. Some of them don't even realize the kids are disabled. So they speak. We wanted them to speak for themselves, not for us to speak for them.
Yeah.
And they spoke for themselves very effectively.
And it reached more and more people.
Absolutely.
So I have come to know about the Sunethra Foundation, and I think I met you first in 2007. That was the first time I met her. From there onwards, I've noticed that the Sunethra Foundation always focuses on creating more awareness about performing art, not only for the kids who are a part of the foundation, but also for personalities who have come and been a part of the fundraising. You have always taken talent out there. Tell me about your love for entertainment or love for this talent.
I wouldn't say entertainment. I have love for art.
Okay.
The arts. Whether it's performing arts, which means dance, drama and music, or painting, whatever it is, art is so creative. It takes you out of yourself into another world when you're involved in it. And that means that if you are feeling low in spirit, or depressed, sad, or feel that society has rejected you, you create a space for yourself through the arts. And then it's you and the art. Here I am. I have created this. Nobody else has created it for me. Now, we were talking of performers who have come from abroad. Every year, my very, very dear friend Rohan De Silva, who's a maestro in New York, who loves our work, has brought first-class musicians from America, young people who care for the kind of work I do. They play free. There are people who could charge a very high, fancy rate. No, we speak to an airline who very kindly would give us the tickets. A hotel would give them accommodation, and they perform free. And they are truly, truly pleased and truly happy to do it. Some have come 3-4 times.
In aid of creating awareness and also entertaining people, and at the same time helping people at the same time, which is
at
amazing.
one level, they are entertaining at a very high level. Because in this country, we don't have opportunities to bring really first-class musicians here, right? Rohan De Silva can do that because he knows all of them, and he's my friend. He will not bring for anybody else, he always says to me. And so they perform, and it's stunningly wonderful performances. And then they perform for us to raise funds to continue our work.
Amazing. All right, so we need to speak about this book that I have in my hand called Wings. Now, I was fortunate enough to get a book a week back, and I've enjoyed every photograph and everything that's written about the foundation. It's a community that has created awareness locally and also changed the mindset of the people. And that's the most important thing, especially when a mum or a dad is faced with a situation like this at home. They feel so lost. And organizations like this come forward to say, listen, this is a part of society. Let's bring out the best in them to make them feel at home. So this book, very perfectly titled Wings, I think it goes so perfectly. Tell me about the Wings.
Well, the book Wings was because we at Sunethra felt that 20 years is a long time, it's a long journey, and we have overcome many challenges and gone forward, never backwards. So it's a great success story which has to be told to people not only here, abroad as well. So 20 is a good length of time. And so I had this wonderful friend of mine, Smriti Daniel, and the photographers, Malika and Sudha, who did a brilliant job, along with Renu, who did the layout. The four of them came together at the right time to do this book, and they were so excited by it. They have done a brilliant job. So the book, if anybody asks me, tell me what Sunethra does, I'll say, pay 4,500 rupees and buy the book. And you can see from the beginning to now what we have been doing. So that book tells the whole story in the most exciting, pleasant way. There's nothing depressing about that book. The idea of working as we do with these kids is not to make them feel depressed, but to make them feel absolutely fabulous, joyous, full of fun.
And because most of the time, it's not they who are depressed. The ones who are part of them are the ones who are depressed, thinking, what's going to happen, what is the
You're
future?
right.
So it's they're always happy, which is the best part about it. I have actually, I wanted to speak about the photographs. They're absolutely beautiful. They portray so many stories. Tell me, how was it, the experience for them and for you to do the shoot?
Well, I didn't get involved in the shoot, but Smriti told me that she and her husband Sudha were kind of crying when they went to the workshops, took photographs, talked to the mothers, their experience with a child who was kind of in the back room. Then about a year or two later, very different person. They were so happy. They were telling the stories with such joy that Smriti said she and Sudha had tears in their eyes.
And that's the most important thing, with the fact that the story has moved them. So that will be also in this book.
Yes, exactly.
Now, there are so many foundations or committees or organizations that come forward to help a lot of people. And as much as people love to go out there and help and create give their money for a good cause, they're always quite skeptical at the same time. How have you sustained for 20 odd years?
Thank you. That's a very good question. I have a reputation for being squeaky clean. Fortunately, I have nothing to do with politics. I have money of my own. In fact, I have given a lot of money to the foundation, so I don't have to pocket anybody else's money. So, and when they give us money, we sign an agreement and we go according to the agreement. For example, they would say, send us a report every quarter,
Right.
how the work is going, how much money has been spent. And if there's anything left at the end of the project, we say this is remaining. You can have it if you want or give it to you if you like. So they have, those who have given us money, whether they are the corporate sector or the British Council, World Bank, what have you.
Or even
they
privately.
Yes, they, even privately, they find that we, more than anybody else they have funded, have delivered the product perfectly, with every cent being accounted for.
Because that's the most important thing, trust.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because people are worried about where the money is going. They're
Quite right. Things have happened that way, particularly with non-governmental organizations,
Yeah.
and we are a non-governmental organization. Where would the money go?
It's a question that's always out there.
I know.
So-
And justifiably so.
What's next for Sunethra Foundation? What's in the pipeline? What are we to expect?
All right. Now, we had to shut down our workshops during due to the
pandemic, but the PHIs and the medical people have given us the green light, and we've just started our workshops.
Okay.
Slowly and steadily, few at a time, and in about 3 months we've been full swing, all being well, God willing, right? And we plan to bring in new things into the workshops, like, for example, reading storybooks, reading stories from the storybooks, and acting characters who are in the storybooks.
Right. Okay.
Secondly, something we have not introduced with any seriousness into our workshops, puppets.
Right.
Puppetry is an excellent medium for people to work with, particularly children. You have one puppet in one hand, the other one in the other, like gloves. This could be an animal, this could be a human being. They hit each other, one is shooting the other, that one drops dead. What can't you do if the puppets look like people or animals? There's so much you can do. So puppetry is another thing we are going to introduce once they settle down in about 3 months' time.
Amazing. I think working on the syllabus in terms of the workshop is also a learning process every year, because there's more research done, more things have been brought out.
We do that. Whenever we get the opportunity, if somebody comes from abroad for something else, British Council or something, they direct them to us and they conduct workshops.
Right.
They bring in inputs that we do not have here. And our trainers, what is most important is our trainers. We have 38 trainers or something like that, all young people, men and women, from rural areas, from sort of middle to lower middle class families, and they are so dedicated and committed and so caring. They come every day of the week, because although we do a workshop only once a week, each trainer does more than one workshop a week.
Right.
They may do 5, and it's so exhausting. But they are smiling, they are taking the kids on board. Come on, kids, let's have fun, let's dance, let's sing. Without our trainers, there will be no Sunethra. That I must make very clear. They are the heart, the pulse, the heartbeat of our organization.
Amazing.
Absolutely.
So, main question, where can you buy this to celebrate the 20 years along with the Sunethra Foundation?
Well, the book is available at Barefoot, at Vijayapa, at Sarasavi, and Gallery Cafe Bookshop, and in our own offices, number 39, Elibank Road, the
Brilliant.
Sunethra office.
There you go. Well, if you've always wanted to contribute in your little way, well, this is another way you can contribute in continuing the great work that the Sunethra Foundation does. Sunethra, it has been absolutely amazing talking to you. As always, you are refreshing to have a conversation.
Thank you, and so are you.
Thank you. I really wanted to use this beautiful location that she has, so somehow made it outside first.
Yeah.
So support the cause, support great causes that have been around, so you know it's going to a very a place that deserves it and a place that will make the best out of it. Your contribution always matters. So on that note, we will say thank you. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Danu. Thank you very much.
And until we see you with another episode to High Exclusive, you have yourself a good one.